Hello, and again, welcome to... wrong game. Alright, back to Hero U Rogue to Redemption. Pacifist Ron here. Let's, whoops. Hit the wrong button to start off. Let's not do that. Let's, restore our pressed game. Hey, Summer, how you doing? When last we left our noble hero, he had just, picked up a reasonable amount of lira. Oh, I'm sorry, Summer. I hope this cheers you up a little bit. Yeah, so we have enough lira to start buying things finally, which is going to make our game much easier. And it is about 11 at night, so make sure we've had our conversation with Aeolus here. Poor guy. He is pining away. So, we get to start off this session by going straight to bed, which is my favorite way to play any computer game. I never know what sound the zzz actually... Hey! Hey, Nat. Ah, it feels good to sleep in. Since there's no class, I think I'll have a nice large breakfast today. Nothing like a leisurely breakfast without the rush off to Rogue Disbarred Bard's class, is there? Yeah, I'm heading into town today to go check in on the inn and get away from here, so I better get going. What about you, Thomas? You gonna hang out in the library all day today? I will be heading to Caligari today, too. I need different shoes if I'm going to improve my Kukenshaba skills. Some other bards and I are going to do some busking today. Maybe we'll make some money. What of you, Sean? Are you going to town today, too? Well, I think I'll make up an excuse. Why not? It's more roguish than being... I thought I would hang out here at the school. After all, I was born in Caligari. I know all the secret ways around the town. I'm sure there are a few new things to discover around here. Good luck with your hunting, then. Well, have fun in town, everyone. I don't know why Esme like that. She's just a really easy person to please. Woman after my own heart, I have to say. Yeah. So it is only 11 a.m. here, and we have the whole day with no class in it, which is great. But it also means it's a good time to go into seriously training the skills. I could attempt at this point to start exploring the castle some more, but really I want to get my tool use and stealth up a little bit more before I dive too deep into that, so instead I'm going to go with the focus on training some skills. Listening at door because the dining hall sounds pretty empty. Guess the castle is deserted for the holiday. That's a bit sad. Go in and nab my daily apple early. Never know when I'll get a sudden craving. Thus far, Sean has not had a sudden craving for apples, but you never know. Ik abo, Mr. Sean. Hi. How are things going for you today? Things go well as usual. Ese, Master Sean, thank you. And she's got no work for us at this point, so I'll be seeing you later. Mare Lepe, Mr. Sean. Bye-bye. That was fun. I'll try to make the rest of the day a bit more interesting to watch. A thing that we should do, and since I'm in this part of the castle, I can finally get myself a school uniform, which will help with getting caught by Turk. Let's see if I can hear anything now. Nothing. Turk is moderately pleased the first time he sees you when you're wearing a school uniform, so it's worth it. It's totally worth the investment. Welcome, young master, to Gregor's store. Have you come to buy or sell, or perhaps chat with Gregor? Let's see. Can't actually chat with him. Bye for now. Gregor will miss Master Sean until the good master returns. Much more to make Gregor smile. Be happy and be safe, Master Sean. I'm not even gonna answer that now. Let's get our uniform jacket. Let's get our uniform pants. Let's get our uniform tie. Let's go ahead and buy this nice shirt. I got the money. I can do it. And go and put all this stuff on. There we go. I look dashing. And this significantly boosts my charm, which is actually, since I'm not going to be fighting things in more than I have to, the most useful thing clothing can do for you is boost charm, basically. Also helps with the defense, but if I try to avoid getting hit, hopefully that won't be so relevant. Sorry. Make less noise over here. I suppose I should also double check. And you know what? Actually, I'm going to go right back down and buy some oil before I forget about it, because oil is the one essential. So good to see you again, young master. Good morning. I really do like Gregor. He's a great character. Let's get some oil. Costs 5 lira. Not even expensive. And it is probably the most useful thief tool. I mean, you can use it to you know, polish stuff. Nothing inappropriate or illegal, of course. I'm a bard. I'm not a rogue. Goodness. All right. You know what I think would be fun would be to go. Yeah, Gregor. He's just so nice. He's so happy to be visited by random students. Doesn't sound like anything's going on in the rec room right now, because everyone's off having a good time except me. All alone. Guess I'll just practice some card theory. If I play my cards right, I bet I can raise my game. If I got better with every hand I'd lost, I'd be unbeatable by now. Yay, I am moderately lucky. I think I'll do a round of pool here. Just practice a little bit. This is my cue to rack up a little practice time. Work on the gaming skill. Let's see, the angle of incidence equals the angle of reflection, whatever that means. Well, every little bit of practice helps, so they say. It helped 2 of my stats. That's a lot of help. I believe, if we go over here, I don't hear anything. Maybe the receptionist is away for the break. Which leads to a very interesting question. Can we pick this lock? Got it! Now I can reconnoiter the reception room. So let's see if we can see anything interesting here. I guess they want to make a good first impression. It could be interesting, but if there's one person around her I don't want to risk angering, it's Sophia. In her position, she's the one who can make things happen, or make things not happen. Whatever is under there is pretty much squished by now. Alright, how about the files? I'm sure Sophia knows exactly where to find what she's looking for in there. She's probably the only one, too. She wields awesome power. Huh, it looks like Sophia keeps her files in some kind of hieroglyphics. I can't make heads nor tails of them. Oh wait, that's just her handwriting. She's gonna need a bigger cabinet. I bet there isn't anything interesting behind those shelves. You never want to pick a heavily traveled central location for your hidden doors and safes and whatnot. The odds that they'll be discovered go way up. Which is just an evasive way of saying that I don't want to get caught behind that desk. You never know when some little weasel-faced heap of parrot droppings will show up and make trouble for you. I can't imagine what I'd find that wouldn't bore me to death. Visitor sign-in books, supply requisition forms, I'll skip it. So, nothing interesting to be done there, but let's see if we can't figure something out here. It's the front door to this castle. I came in this way when I first got to the school. Wait, there's no keyhole. How can I pick a lock when there's no keyhole? And with that, updated our journal to basically note, the front door of the castle has no keyhole. What good is it to learn how to pick locks when there's no lock to pick? If I want to get out of here, I'll have to either fail the class early or pass the class later unless I can find another way out. So that's, well, not nice to know. I'm imprisoned. But at least I know it. I'm going to follow a complete whim and pick a flower here. Yeah, that's the best one I can find. It might be a nice present for somebody, and flowers in this game never get old and wilted, so might as well. It's quiet in there, too quiet. But then again, aren't all libraries? Let's see if there's anything new in the book. Hey, it looks like there are a few more pages. Despite all futile attempts to restore the lifeless Veliana, Mortoi refused to accept that she was lost. He cast a spell and vanished with Veliana's soulless body. Sir Hans and Sir Jamis were summoned before the High King of Albion. Londinium had been destroyed and the High Prince was dead. The High King blamed the knights for these tragedies and banished them from Albion. That's not fair, they just saved the world. Unfortunately, all too often, no good deed goes unpunished. I mean, I don't read every piece of journal, but it is actually quite enjoyable to read. And that's all I can read for now. And it's always worth checking the journal to see what Sean's interpretation of something is, because it's a good clue. So, you know, there's actual practical reasons I looked at it at that time, but no, I do enjoy it. I do. So it's 1:30, which means loads of time here. Loads of time. Let's get some reading in. I want to be better at making friends. Maybe I can learn something more about making friends. The journal entries are, yeah. It's an interesting Sean with a little bit less of the bravado going on. Study until supper time, I think, only comes up, and I can be corrected by someone more qualified, but I think it only comes up on days when you have no class and therefore a lot of time before supper time. I also think the way the numbers shake out, it's actually better to study the same book for an hour repeatedly than to study it until supper time. So that's what I'm gonna do. I only tried it a couple times, but I got more increase in my stats from the one than the other. The book says you need to do things together so that your friend feels important. That makes sense. Yes, Sean, yes it does. You'll be all ready to write a letter to Princess Celestia any day now. Maybe I can learn something more about making friends. The book emphasizes taking the opportunity to spend more time with your friend. Maybe I should read less and do more with others. Hey! Don't call me out. Maybe I can learn something more about making friends. That's it. I've done enough reading today. Maybe tomorrow I'll have to pick that book up another time. So, I've on occasion been able to just spam that. I don't know quite what the conditions are on that. I suspect it's supposed to be you read something twice, that's it. But, but I am now even more charming and also smarter, so, you know. An anti-reading book, right. I can't spend more time with these people anyway because they're all out having fun while I'm stuck in the castle. Getting my stats up and being awesome. But, it's beside the point. Okay, I think I'm gonna go over and play some darts for a while. Just really focus on getting the stats up this time around. Largely because I think it's going to get a little bit trickier to do that because time becomes more limited. So let's practice some darts. I am never so busy that I can't take a few moments for a little practice. Stay on target, stay on target. I think I'm getting a little better. Your character sheet bears that out, Sean. Well done. Now do it again. Just a bit outside. I think I'm getting a little better. And we're going to basically spend all the before supper time in here training various things. Which means I have exactly one more training session to do. I'm pretty sure I have used up my dart practice for the day, so let's go to billiards. 8-ball in the corner pocket. Shame it wasn't the 2-ball. Well, every little bit of practice helps, so they say. Alright, let's go get dinner. I do like having the day off because otherwise it's tough to find time to actually practice all the skills you want to. I don't hear anything right now. It was my last playthrough. I attempted to actually max all my stats and I wound up 2 shy, not counting magic, which I didn't bother to do anything that would train. Let's see if I can hear anything now. The dining hall sounds pretty empty. Guess the castle is deserted for the holiday. Nobody's around to talk to. Aw, poor Sean. He looks so downcast. Right, let's do some snooping. Anything going on in the faculty lounge? The answer is no, but we listen to the door anyway. I know, I spent so much time trying to learn more about friendship, but I don't actually have any friends to show for it because they're all off having a good time without me. I don't hear anyone in there right now. Let's make a circuit of the doors. Nope, not a sound to be heard in there. I don't hear anything there. Can't eavesdrop on Turk. Nope, not a sound to be heard in there. And last chance to get any points at all here on this. Can't hear anything in there. So, all of that, and I didn't even... No, didn't mean to do that. Back out, Sean. We have more important things to do. Perception can be a little frustrating to train. But it pays off. Let's eavesdrop on all our... Well, those people aren't my friends, but... I think Sosi and Kiro's room is glitched because it doesn't always even give a message when you try to listen at it. I can't hear anything now there. Sosi is not going to be my friend. If I have anything to say about it, Sosi is not going to be my friend. That's not going to change. Let's listen at the classroom door. Ha! Perception increased, and I don't hear anyone in the classroom right now. Well, you know what I like to do when... What I learn from reading the friendship book so much is that you can't always pick your friends either, so I'm going to go in and pick some locks instead. How about this locker? This looks like a good locker to practice on. Looks like a pretty basic lock. Let's get to picking. Easy, easy. There. Let's do it again. Just a little touch and a gentle twist. And again. Stupid lock. That's a very useful lock, Sean. We're now actually... 40 is one of those thresholds where it becomes easier to do quite a few things, so I'm actually quite pleased to have reached that. I'm going to spend a little bit of time playing with the locks. We didn't poison Sosi yet. We only wanted to poison Sosi. All of us collectively. So for those of you who haven't played the game before and are watching this without plot information, I don't want to spoil too many things, but Sosi gets worse. Yes, that is actually possible. Alright. It is 11:30, and we are actually not bad at picking locks right now. Go us. bad at many other things, but picking locks is a thing we're sort of decent at. Let's just pop in here. Guess Aeolus had a full day of it. He's just conked out. And bedtime for little wannabe heroes. Why does morning come so early? I ask myself this all the time, Sean. As I was saying, today we will review the exam you took in our previous class. Most of you did very well on the test. I am gratified to know that I am not totally wasting my time when lecturing to this class. The first question on the quiz was about the way of the Kuchenschreiber. Tell me which statement was incorrect. That the Kuchenschreiber way is about assessing danger, avoiding all danger, looking for hiding places, listening, or all of the above. Alright, we're gonna be the cocky know-it-all for a little bit. Herr O'Connor, what statement do you believe to be incorrect? According to your teachings, sir, the wrong answer is the one about avoiding all danger. The way of the cockroach is all about what to do when there is danger. Correct. I am not here to coddle you. I expect you will all find yourselves in dangerous situations in one time or another. The way of the Kuchenschreiber is a method that enhances your chance of survival. Question number 2 was about avoiding danger. Question number 3 was about possible rogue tools. Anything can be a tool in the hand of a rogue. Question number 4 was about the proper way to throw a dagger. I thought the answer was by the blade like you demonstrated in class. I did mention that the throwing knife I use is weighted so the blade is the heaviest part. Not all knives are designed that way. How are we supposed to remember that from one demonstration? Fräulein, not all learning takes place in the classroom. There are instructions on throwing weapons posted in the practice room. I suggest you make use of all information around you if you want to be a successful rogue. Question number 5 involved avoiding the danger in the first place. Question number 6 was around the most important of all rogue tools. Tell me, who knows what that tool might be? Me, I know. Herr O'Connor? The most important thing a rogue can use is his brains. Indeed. It's a pity that some of you don't put your brains to work more often. The next question concerned why we do not speak of the rogue school. The correct answer was all the reasons given and more. You should no more admit to being a rogue than you would to admit to being a thief. The following question concerned why you would show proper respect to me. The only acceptable answer was one does not go out of his or her way to provoke a wolf. I thought it was because the rogue rules say we are always supposed to show proper respect toward authority. You misinterpret the rules, Fräulein McMichael. The rule states you will demonstrate proper respect for authority in the authority's presence. Once you are no longer in my presence, you are welcome to state your own opinions concerning me, flattering or not. On the following question concerning the way of the Fledermaus, some of you guessed it was the bat's agility rather than his keen hearing you are supposed to mimic. If you but recall, the lesson was upon listening skills. The last question concerned the rogue of the year. If you did not discern that the correct answer was all of the above, you are unlikely to earn that title. Excellent marks on the test, Herr Sosi, Herr Kent, and Herr Kero. I shall be watching you all closely in the next exam to prevent you sharing answers. Fräulein McMichael, you did very well despite the quibbles you had with the phrasing of the questions. I shall be keeping a very close eye upon you, Herr O'Connor. Your answers were far better than I expected from you. You achieved a perfect score. Well done. Unfortunately, Fräulein Esme, your score was extremely disappointing. Unless you do something dramatic to improve your grade on the next test, I will have no option but to give you a failing grade. I'll try, sir. See that you do, Fräulein. For the rest of you who did well on the exam, you now have the opportunity to sign up for elective classes. The university offers the following classes: First Aid and Science. For those of you who show some talent for the mystical arts, like Herr O'Connor, you may also elect to take a basic magic course. These elective classes are held in the afternoon and last until the midterm break. Please inform me which elective you choose to take. So he didn't show particular affinity for the mystical arts, but it refers to starting with 5 points in magic to enable you to take the magic class if you want to. Well, I'm looking at it's actually interesting because what I've been using to make this decision doesn't apply to a pacifist run, because, for example, the first aid class is relevant if you need to be stacking a lot of potions, etc., which is to say combat heavy. Science has some pretty handy stuff for getting out of trouble, but on the other hand, you have to get in danger constantly to get ingredients. And then magic, again, more of the things apply to combat. So I think Master von Urwald knows everything. He's magic himself. He just senses it, or it was somehow deduced from this questionnaire. Anyway, one way or another. I think I'm going to go with follow my heart here and go with science! The science class will take place tomorrow afternoon at 3 p.m. in the Science Laboratory Tower of the Nidoving. I will see all of you tomorrow. Science! Alright. Back to... Oh, okay, we're already to this storyline. I have been hearing from some of the people in the other classes that there has been a series of minor thefts throughout the school. Interesting, is it not? I must say, Mr. O'Connor, that you are looking rather dashing today. Thanks, I never used to think about what I wore. However, you always look so dapper, so apparently apparel is important. Yes, Joel is a flirt. How was your day off? My day away from the school was most profitable. Thank you. I trust your day off was equally valuable. A day without the warmth and wit of my fellow disbarred bards is sadly dull. What's this about thefts? Students throughout the school have been complaining that clothing items, sundries, and school supplies are missing. Nothing major or significant that would warrant an inquiry. However, so many complaints about thefts implies a pattern, don't you think? Of course, no rogue would think of stealing from other classmates or the school. Suspicion would clearly fall upon someone from our class. Particularly, someone new to our class. What are you insinuating? Have you added anything new to your store? Ah, I'm glad you asked. I acquired a pair of leather pants the other day that would fit you perfectly. Whoa, Joel. Whoa. Not only would it afford you some protection from injuries, it would show off your attributes. It would be a definite improvement in your appearance. Yeah, Joel's sending seriously mixed signals here. One minute it's, you might be stealing stuff. The next it's, and you'd look really good in these tight leather pants. Oh, and of course, if you do not have a set of lockpicks by now, I will be most happy to sell you one. See you later, Joel. Good afternoon to you. Well, okay, Joel's getting flirty, so I'm going to pay him a nice compliment. You look dapper today. Why, thank you. I pride myself upon making a good impression with people. Alright, let's go see if anyone's hanging out in the practice room. Esme's saying something about her test results. She sounds really unhappy. Can we have a relationship with Joel? Yes, we can. I did it on my first full playthrough, actually. Don't let the master get you down, Esme. So what if you failed one test? You can always do better next time. Who cares if you can't tell a Kuchen whatever from a Fledermaus thingy? You clearly have the skills to be a great rogue. Such skills will not help if I am failed from school. I will have to return to my people with tail tucked between legs. It's just a quiz. You'll do better on the next one. You just have to study a little more. But I studied. It did not help. One bad grade does not a failure make. Don't let it shake you. You are right. I will try harder for next time. So what happened with the test? Why'd you have so much trouble? I guess I'm just stupid. You stupid? No way. I think you're smarter than you are pretty, and you are really lovely. Why'd the test give you so much trouble? I do not read good. I know what the master is saying in class, but when it is written, I do not know words. You need to speak with Master von Urwald about this. Maybe he can give you a spoken rather than a written test. I cannot do that. The master may say I do not belong here and I will have to go home. It is just that I have no home to go to. My parents, they are traveling. There's got to be something you can do about taking tests. I do not know what to do. I'll see what I can do to help you. Thank you. I don't want to fail again. See you later. Bye-bye. Yeah, of course I'm going to try to help Esme out. She's a great friend. Esme's really unhappy about the test. I told her not to worry about it. If she has the skills to be a rogue, what difference does it make? In the real world, you don't get pop quizzes. Right, if you fail a test in the real world, you don't get a bad grade, you get killed. Oof, Sean. So where did you learn how to fight? You're really very good at it. I grew up around the sailors from my father's ship. They were happy to teach me how to use a cutlass and use my agility to my advantage. So why'd you come to the school? After my mother died, my father didn't think it was appropriate for me to run the inn by myself, even though I'd been doing it for years. He wanted me to get married. He wanted me to leg shackle to some jerk for the privilege of working like a galley slave to keep the inn going. And he wouldn't let me crew his ship, even though I know the ropes. I've been begging him forever to let me sail with him. No, the sea's no place for a woman. Women can be warriors and kings and paladins, but my father thinks they can't be sailors or captains. I came here to prove him wrong. You're doing a great job of it. I'd better get going. See you later. I really like, actually, most of the classmates. Joel is, well, a bit unfortunate in many ways, but he's also kind of, he's kind of fun. Sosie, well, Sosie's the exception. Looks like you're getting the hang of throwing daggers. Thanks. I'm starting to get a feel for it now. Your life could depend upon that skill one day. Right now, if my life depends on throwing daggers, I'm doomed. Esme's really upset about her test score. I feel for her. I hate to do poorly in anything. Me too, Thomas, me too. Have you talked to her about it? No, I didn't want to risk making things worse. She told me the reason she did so bad on the test was she had trouble reading the master's writing. She does? I can understand why she had trouble with the test then. The test was tough for me to answer, and I could read it. You know, I think she'd really like some help with this. No one likes to fail. You're right, Sean. I should really talk to her later about this. Maybe I can help her. Good, I know she'll appreciate your help. So what do you think of Signore Sosi? Cesare is intelligent, skilled, and generally polite to me, but I don't trust him. There's something about his manner that makes me watch my back. That's because Sosi looks for easy targets. See you later. Thanks, Sean. Farewell. Alright, that should help somewhat with Esme's situation, but you know what? I'm going to be very thorough about this. I'm going to go see the master. If he's in. The small sign next to the door says, the instructor is in. Let's knock. You may enter. To what do I owe the honor of your presence? I don't want to waste your time, so I'll just ask a few questions. So what's the purpose of grades in this class? Isn't being a rogue more about doing stuff rather than taking tests? Think of grades as a measure by which you can judge how well your skills of charm and intelligence work in an academic setting. If you can convince or con me into giving you a good grade, then you are clearly doing something right. I spoke with Esme about her test. She was really upset she couldn't do better on it. She's really good at practicing her skills, so I wondered why she did so poorly on the test. She said it was because she had a hard time reading what you write for the test. So what are you suggesting be done about the problem? I spoke to Thomas about it. He said that he'd try to help her. An interesting approach to this situation. I will speak with Fräulein Esme about the matter myself. That's all I wanted to ask you. Good afternoon, sir. So you wear the official school uniform now. You would earn the headmaster's approval. Good afternoon. Hooray. Alright, let's see. I think we should do a little more lockpicking practice, because it never hurts. I'm all in favor of Thomas using Susie as a target, but I don't actually think... Unfortunately, I don't think you even get to suggest it to him. I haven't run into that option. This says locker 9. I like the number 9, fine. Looks like a pretty basic lock. There's nothing more I can learn from practicing on this simple lock. Ah, come on. Let's look at locker 21. It doesn't even let me look at it. I'm just going to practice. Because I think it's actually, my knees are getting tired. Yeah, why do they make the locks so low to the ground? I am starting to actually be happy with my stats. Alright, let's go sneak in the general direction of the dining hall. Because it's time for my favorite game. Mini game, I guess. Sneaking past Turk. That's the early dinner bell. About time to go to the dining hall. Come on, don't mess up my sneaking. I will not forget to pick up my apple now. Very, very important. Gotta get the apples. I don't know what I just ate, but it tasted really, really good. Yeah, you never know. I could run into, like, a frost giant and suddenly need to have 50 apples, and since you're only allowed to pick up one a day, that would be a bit of a problem. Let's go get that apple. At this point, working in the kitchen is no longer particularly helpful, because I have enough money to be getting going. I can probably find a use for this apple sometime. Let's say hi anyway. Ik abo, Mr. Sean Sean. Hi. How are things going for you today? Same discussion. Okay. Bye. I want to see... Yeah, I've got 9 apples. That's not nearly enough apples. I need to be sure to keep picking them up. Alright, let's go see if I can eavesdrop at some doors. Nothing. Nothing. I think I hear someone talking in the next room. Gosh, guess who that might be. I can't make out the words, but someone is talking in the room. Thomas is talking to the painting again. Maybe I can listen in with my super sensitive, roguish powers of eavesdropping. Or as I like to call it, super eavesdropping. It's like eavesdropping, but super. I'm trying very hard to fit in here, sir. I'm studying every lesson. I'm trying to learn every skill. It's just that I've never done anything like what we're expected to do for this class. I should have realized when they didn't put me in the Paladin class that I didn't belong at this school. I'll do my best as always, sir. I just don't know if my best is good enough. Poor Thomas. Let's go say hi. Oh, hello, Sean. See, this is why I got super attached to Thomas when I was alpha testing. Hello, Sean. What brings you up here in the middle of the night? It's not the middle of the night. It's 7 p.m. I could ask the same about you. No, see, nobody can see Sean when he's sneaking unless they look really carefully, so it's fine. Aren't you worried about Mr. Turk catching you up here and giving you demerits? I try to avoid Mr. Turk as much as possible. I put the rogue lesson on the Way of Godot to good use, I guess. I hope you can help Esme so she doesn't get kicked out of class. She doesn't deserve it. She and I are going to meet before breakfast to go over the last test. I think she'll do fine. Well, night, Thomas. See you tomorrow. Good night, Sean. Try and get a good night's rest. You don't want to be late for class. Late for class? Me? No, my roommate wakes me every morning by practicing his music. The only place I can sleep is in class. I did used to, when I was a kid, I used to actually mimic the way the thief in Quest for Glory snuck, which does not look very subtle. It also didn't actually help me be stealthy because I was sort of mimicking the pose more than anything. Let's go to the rec room. I think I hear Esme saying something about her test. Relax. Since when has fretting ever made anything better? What difference does it make if your grades are poor? It's not like a degree in disbarred bards is going to look good on a job resume. Assuming I do not get expelled for poor grades. Then worry about that when it happens. For now, play a game of cards or something. Well said, Katie. I mean, wrong, but with conviction. Oh, let's say hi to Sosie here. You are a very irritating person. Go bother someone else. Let's be Why, Cesare, you find me merely irritating? Clearly I have to step up my game if I want to earn the title of annoying. I look forward to our next meeting. Can we charm him into loving us? I think possibly, although I never actually had any luck with it. I think you probably have to spam him with gifts or something. I don't know for sure. Let's say hi to Joel. Ah, Mr. O'Connor, I hope you enjoyed the Poobah game the other night. I would be most saddened to learn that we scared you away from our company here. Well, considering I beat you. How are things going for you this evening, Joel? Quite well, thank you. In fact, Cesare and I were just talking about you earlier. We hoped you would show up. Really? Cesare was looking forward to playing a game of billiards with you. Ah, and here I thought Sosie liked me. The Poobah game was, interesting. Ah, yes, a useful learning experience. I hope that you will be joining us in our next game as well. Sure, Joel. No, I will, because that's the only way I can make money. Let's chat with Katie. You don't look as dumpy as you usually look, Sean. Nice to see you wearing nicer things. Thanks, I had a clothes encounter with a mirror and decided I should dress for success. Maybe you can cheer Esme up. It's silly to be upset about a stupid quiz. see that you did pretty well on the test. Did you study for it? Who needs to study? The master's quiz is more like solving puzzles than trying to remember a bunch of stupid facts. You just need to figure out what he wants to hear. Esme's your roommate, isn't she? Maybe you could help her study for the tests. Studying is a waste of time. You either get what the master's saying or you don't. Esme needs to relax. It was just a quiz. Yeah. Good night, Katie. See you in class. Let's chat with Esme. You look nice tonight, Sean. Good clothes. I thought I'd dress for success. I'm sure we can find a way for you to do better on the next test. I hope you were right. You still worried about the disbarred bards test? Katie's right. It's not worth it. Relax and enjoy yourself. You understand the lessons in class. You'll do better next time. So why are you taking it so hard? I have always been a good learner. I tried very hard to do well on the test, but I failed. I do not want to fail again. I talked it over with Thomas, and he's working on a solution to your problem. You should talk to him about it. I will do so, thanks. Let's cheer her up. Why don't you, Katie, and I go over to the card table and you can show us some of those card tricks you can do. You have the fastest hands I've ever seen. It'd be fun to see what you can do. Hey, Pete's moping. Maybe you can teach us a card trick or two. I can do that. It's easy. Easy for you, maybe. Thanks for showing us those tricks. You are very talented. I would be happy to show you other ways that people cheat at cards. My people are very good at spotting frauds, because we know what to look for. Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if certain people in this room right now regularly cheat at Poobah. Saucy, he is not good enough to cheat. Kilo, he is very good. We should all watch him carefully. Well, night, Esme. See you tomorrow. Good night, Sean. Thank you for trying to help me. Can I also... I am liking the way you are now dressing, Sean. You look like you could charm like a rover. The only rover I'd like to charm is you. Let's also tell her about the conversation with the master. I talked about you with the master. No, you should not. What did he say? He wants you to talk to him about the test. Work it out with him. Try to con him into giving you a better grade. He'd probably like that. I will have to try to speak to him. I must do something so I do not fail. Alright, I got a series of journal entries about Esme here, so let's go back over them. Esme's really worried about her test scores. She can't read the master's writing. No surprise there. I said that I'd help her, but how? I can barely read Phonenfald's writing myself. Maybe I can get someone else to help her. I talked to Thomas and tried to get him to help Esme. Hope this works out. Thomas seems like a nice guy. I told Esme that I spoke to the master about her problem, that she needs to go talk to the master herself. Hopefully she'll follow up on it. I mean, it's not like the master is some kind of ogre. Arch-villain, maybe. Monster? Nah. And that was a quest, by the way, that we just knocked out there. And I still have the Learn to Pick Locks quest, which is very weird. I also need to remember to go to science class tomorrow. Gosh. Well, while I'm here. Sean helping people like the proto-hero he wants to be. Let's challenge Katie to a game. I'm going to challenge her at the thing she's best at, because... learn from the pros, right? How would you like to play a game of darts with me? Okay, but I'll warn you, I'm the best dart player around. I win. Told you I was good at this game. Okay, you win, I admit it. You are really good at this game. And let's see if Esme wants to play some cards with us. I am very good with cards. You will have to be very good to win this game. I win. I am very good at this, no? warned you I was good at this game. Alright. So you're good at the game. I admit it. Going to skip challenging those two because... whatever. Sosie's a jerk. I don't want to play with him. I'll practice my card theory until I get kicked out of here instead. Just trying to figure out a winning strategy here. Curfew! Out of here at once! The recreation will cease! Everyone return to your dorm room immediately! I will be watching you! Man, Aeolus has apparently had a very exhausting couple days of it. Alright, let's sneak out and do a quick round of eavesdropping. I can't hear anyone talking in the room right now. Let's do the boring one. Nobody talking about anything. Let's pop downstairs and do a little bit of lockpicking practice. Can never do too much picking of locks. That's one of those things that out of context doesn't sound very good. I'm not encouraging people to become petty criminals. You should use lockpicking for good only. Of course I'm not... I would never dream of encouraging people to pick locks for any reasons other than the most wholesome. Aside from, you know, sort of sneaking into Sosie's bedroom to stab him. I mean, that doesn't really count. Hey, you might actually have legitimate reasons to need to pick a lock. Suppose you lock yourself out of, well, in this universe, let's say your carriage. Or your house, or whatever. I had a friend who offered to teach me lockpicking once. He ran like a little seminar on it at our workplace, just for grins, but I was busy that day, so I didn't go. So I still can't actually pick a lock. Despite having been working on it since I was 4. I think that's when I started playing Quest for Glory. Alright, that's enough lockpicking practice for one night. All skills in Quest for Glory translate to real life. What are you talking about? Alright, let's see what accent the master will have this morning. As I was saying, I expect you all have your lockpicks by now and have read the manual upon the usage. That is only the first step toward the mastery of the lockpick. It takes practice to do this smoothly and quickly. Remember, the locker room is open for practice. The easiest locks are on the table. If you cannot open the lockers, then you had better spend the rest of class practicing until you acquire the knack. Any questions? Oh, let's, Aren't you going to demonstrate how to use lockpicks? No. Watching someone pick a lock is about as enlightening as watching someone write a letter in order to learn how to write. The only way to learn how is by doing it yourself. I give you this opportunity now to improve your lockpicking skills. Use your time wisely. Oh, and if you are taking an elective class, you have got to get to your next classroom by 3 this afternoon. Experimentally, it's not nearly as... Mr. O'Connor, if you do not mind my saying so, you wear those clothes very well. Mr. Kiro, if you don't mind me saying so, thank you. I want to make a good impression. So, are you recovering from your day away from this wonderful place? It was good to be out from these castle walls and halls for a while. You should try it sometime. And see you later. Good afternoon to you. Let's give him a compliment. I like your tie. It looks silky against your skin. Ah, it is indeed made from silk. That is very discerning of you. He's trolling me. The guy is trolling me. And yes, I am contemplating going for the Joel romance in this playthrough. Let's listen to the door here. I can't really make it out, but there are some minor noises in there. Perhaps someone is practicing with their thieves' tools? Let's find out. I'm in. Oh, hey, Thomas. How come you're here by yourself? I thought this was an assignment. I expected everyone to be here. I overheard Katie and Esme talking about going to the store to buy a set of lockpicks. And of course, Mr. More Rogue Than Thou, Sosie, figures he's too good at everything to need any practice. I think it's more likely that Mr. Kiro is the expert. Not the worst romance to go for. I personally think that, well, I'm biased, okay? The romance that I did not enjoy when I attempted to play it was Thomas, so I'm not doing that one. So how are things going for you? Rather well, thanks. I've been helping Esme overcome her reading difficulties with the Master's way of speaking and handwriting. I can understand why she has problems understanding the Master's test questions. I have trouble understanding them. The Master doesn't make it easy for any of us. You seem to take our disbarred bard lesson so seriously, always doing exactly what the Master asks. It doesn't seem very roguish of you. But, wouldn't the Master get angry if we don't do what he wants us to do? He's a rogue too, isn't he? I'm not sure he wants us to be good, obedient little children. You may be right. Yeah, I'll go into the Thomas romance when it comes up in the playthrough. I'm not playing the romance, so the romance part won't come up, but I'll explain what I'm dodging, basically, at that point. Yeah, romancing Thomas got very uncomfortable. What do you think about Sosie's brag in class? Sosie goes out of his way to ingratiate himself with the Master. I'm not sure, though, that he's getting away with it. You mean that von Uwald can see through Sosie, too? From the way the Master looks whenever Sosie speaks up in class, I think the Master knows that Sosie is a two-faced sycophant. Then I can't wait for the day when the Master shows Sosie exactly how the Master really feels about Sosie. Do you understand how lockpicks work? I've studied the Beginner's Guide to Lockpicks, and it seems straightforward enough. I just need to practice to teach my hands how to put that knowledge to use. Have fun with your lock practice. You too. I mean, I feel like Sosie's the sort of person that's fairly easy to see that he's rotten. I must have the strongest quadriceps in the school, but why would it be in this school, Sean? Everyone else is stuck climbing the stairs, too. Alright, time to dodge Turk and go to science class. There's a glitch where coming up those stairs makes you stop sneaking. Let's listen to this door. Can't do it. Too early in the day. Okay. Let's go over and find our way to the science classroom, which is open. Science! Alright. What the heck did I do with his voice? Class, I am Dr. Emmental von Braun. Von Braun, as you are probably aware, this is Science 101, Introduction to Basic Scientific Principles. How many of you wish to pursue a career in science? Ha-ah! At least there's one of you in this class who is drawn by the beacon of rationalism and discipline of experimentation in the pursuit of knowledge. Young man, what is your name? I'm Sean O'Connor, sir. Well, Sean, I applaud your lofty ambition to pursue the noblest of academic achievements, the title of scientist. You're in for some exciting times ahead of you, I can assure you of that. Science is the study of the very essence of the universe, from the tiniest atom of sand to the stars in the sky. Scientists seek to understand and explain the phenomena of life itself. This class will be a combination of lecture and the practical application of scientific principles. You will have first-hand experience with experimentation. Now, who can tell me what a hypothesis is? Guess something to do with triangles. Guess it is an animal. Guess it is antecedent of a conditional statement. Or keep your mouth shut. Actually, this is an interesting... let's go with number 3 here, because I haven't tried it. Isn't a hypothesis the antecedent of a conditional statement? That's a very logical assumption upon your part. A hypothesis is a proposed explanation for an observed phenomenon. Science is all about creating hypotheses and then testing these theories to prove them true or false. This is the basic of scientific method: observing, hypothesizing, testing, and creating theories. Are there any questions? I can ask about him. I can ask about the practical application of scientific principles. Ask how we can trust atoms. Or say nothing. Let's be charming. Why did you become a scientist, sir? I've always had a burning desire to understand how and why things work the way they do. Why does fire burn? Why is water wet? Why does bread always land butter side down? As a scientist, I can experiment and theorize about these phenomena to my heart's content. Well then, let me lift the blinders of ignorance that blind you all to the wonders of science! Yes, I am going to have him shout science every time. It's like the entire point of taking science class, actually. That's the early dinner bell. It's about time to go to the dining hall. That's actually... Today's class was a long, dull lecture on the wonders of science by Dr. von Braun. He did say that we'll be able to make explosives, so maybe this class won't be too dull. I mean, I am a scientist, kind of, technically, so I'm sort of obligated to shout science as often as possible. Well, I'm actually an applied mathematician, but right now I'm working on mathematical models of biological stuff, so that's mathematical biology, which is very science adjacent. Let's go with that. I was a computer scientist before I became an applied mathematician, so yeah, it's computer science is the redheaded stepchild thing of scientific and engineering disciplines. That was yummy. I can't eat another bite. Alright, let's pop upstairs and see if I can see if I can listen to the interesting doors. So I'm gonna just try this one. And this one. Okay. Nothing going on here today. I am close to the point in the game where I'm going to start sneaking out at night to poke around in places I'm not allowed to be in because, you know, what else are you going to do? Let's check the rec room. Doesn't sound like anyone's talking in there right now. Do our card theory for the day. Where are you located, Summer? I'm pretty sure I can't actually have any interesting conversations here. I hope I can think of something better to say to Esme later. Okay, fine. Let's see if she'll play some cards. And she wins. Well, she did varn me. How about some darts? I'm just losing all over the place tonight. Which I suppose means there's not really a lot of point, but I'm going to do this anyway. Oh no, first let's see if I can annoy Sosie. Yeah, I've had enough of him, fine. In that case, I'm going to challenge him to a game of billiards like he's been wanting. Ahem. I challenge you to a game of billiards! It will give me a great deal of pleasure to beat you at this game, and everything else. I am an expert billiards player. You lose again. How typical of you. You lose. It's clearly a metaphor for your life, isn't it? Ah, go get... Bleep, bleep, bleep. Sosie. I hear the word viticulture and my brain immediately goes to Gabriel Knight 3, which is a weird... It's a weird connection to have in my head. Still apparently can't throw darts very well. But let's see how well is not very well. Oh, look at me. I have stats. Yo. Look at those 50s. And I've got, well, 15 minutes of practice time left, so let's just do more darts. That's a terrible association to have because it means that I imagine Tim Curry in his dubious New Orleans accent asking questions about wine. Curfew! Out of here at once! This recreation will cease! Everyone return to your dorm room immediately! I will be watching you! Is Tim Curry good? Tim Curry's accent in Gabriel Knight games not so good. Nobody talking in that room. And I'm guessing nobody talking in this room either. Yep. All quiet. And yes, Tim Curry is quite a name to snag. Tell you what, I feel like being adventurous. Let's save the game because I haven't been doing that. And go poke around upstairs. I mean, Quest for Glory 4 had some pretty high-profile names in it. And Jennifer Hale is an amazing VA. I will note that one particularly. Let's listen to this door. Let's pick this lock. An empty desk, shelves, and a file cabinet. It's all set up for an office, but there's clearly no one there yet. Skip Turk's office for the time being. Now let's check this one. Nothing in that room but blank paper, empty file folders, and copies of the student handbook. So many copies of the student handbook. Let's well, listen at this door first. Do a little snooping around in the faculty lounge. There's a lot of tempting stuff in here. Actually, it's mostly junk. There's a couple of bottles of very fine wine, though. Interesting. Let's see. Doesn't appear to be trapped. Not all of the teachers had rope training. It's locked. Don't they even trust each other? Got it. That looks like a mighty fine bottle of wine. I'll take that, thank you. Let's look at this one. Looks like a medicine cabinet. Is that a healing potions I see in there? Look for traps. Doesn't appear to be trapped. The teachers don't want to risk hurting themselves. I suppose it would be kind of ironic to have your medicine cabinet booby-trapped. Actually, that would be a really sick, but kind of hilarious prank. It's locked. Maybe they knew I was coming. This lock is no match for me. There, it's unlocked. I'll just snag one of these healing potions for later. Alright, what else have we got in here? Oh, look at that. A safe. I'm very interested. Surprising. It doesn't appear to be trapped. Then again, not every instructor here at the school has a degree in disarming traps. Really, that's kind of an oversight. They should make it a requirement for actually getting hired on in a place like this. I'm gonna go ahead and take a wild guess that this safe can't be opened without being picked first, so... This is a very tricky lock. I just can't get my lockpicks to work on it. Well, let's see if we can do something with this then. It looks really, really comfortable. In fact, it looks so comfortable it makes me feel foolish for standing. No, there are no professor's wallets under there. That would involve trying to get it down the stairs. I'm not sure it's even possible to do that stealthily. Ah, come on, Sean. Where's your ambition? It's very inviting, but I have more urgent moral ambiguities to commit. Look, all I'm saying is a couch would be a really useful thing to have, and if the protagonist of the Space Quest series can carry a ladder in his pocket, I don't see why I can't put a couch in my backpack. Backpacks are much bigger than pockets. Alright, it is now... Let's save again just in case. The trouble with putting it in the dorm room is that Aeolus' stuff is all over the floor, so there's not really much space for it. So I'm going to be sleepy tomorrow, but oh well. Got some good exploring in. Kick out Aeolus and put in a couch, but then I don't have anyone to sit on the couch with me. There's a big problem. And yes, having a couch and no roommate would be a great incentive to get someone to date me, but, yikes, I don't want to miss breakfast again. But I feel like it doesn't outweigh the downsides of having to kick out Daedalus just to make space. I could just throw away his stuff. If Herr O'Connor would kindly refrain from snoring in my classroom, then I shall continue this lecture. As I was saying, I trust you have all taken the opportunity to master the basics of picking locks. With the technique in the instruction manual, you should be able to pick the basic locks on houses and small chests. As we know, these are two of the most important things to pick locks on. For the more complex locks, you will need a combination of this skill with more advanced tools. Master von Urwald, there is a series of thefts last night in a school. Several Bard students reported that their instruments have been taken from the practice room. The receptionist is missing all her pens and paper. The pantry and the kitchen was raided and a bushel of apples was taken. This is clearly the act of one of your students. That's what happens when you gather a group of scallywags and criminals in one place. Herr Turk, I sincerely doubt that any rogue would stoop to pilfering stationery or apples. I mean, I could steal apples, but it feels mean because they're Ifritayas, so I don't. Who other than your rogues would steal? If these thefts don't stop and the alarm items are not returned where they belong, then I will be forced to speak to the headmaster about expelling every student in this class. They are obviously little better than common criminals. I shall address the matter myself, thank you. Sie können gehen, Mortimer. See that you do, Gerhard, or the headmaster will take action. It seems as if we have been called upon today to play the role of the detective. It would be good use of your skills of observation and stealth for you to uncover the petty thief who besmirches your reputation. Do what you can to resolve this mystery. It would demonstrate to Herr Turk that rogues have a place at this school, thereby annoying him no end. The honor of the rogue class must be restored. I shall find the thief and prove to the headmaster that rogues are true heroes. See that you do, Herr Sosi. Entlassen. So we have a journal entry titled, Turk Blames Us. Someone's stealing stuff around the school and rogues got blamed. Right. Well, if Sosi wants to play detective, I just hope that the thief never gets caught. We don't have a question that we still have learn to pick. I feel like that shouldn't be there anymore. I am also curious to see how long it's going to be before we actually get rid of it. It'd be kind of hilarious to carry it to the end game. The trouble with reporting Sosi as the thief is he might turn around and do the same to us. Mr. Turk seemed rather perturbed by all the thefts going around the school. I am rather curious as to whether his indignation of such immoral activities exceeded his exhilaration at the possibility of disbanding the disbarred bards. It is good to see that you have been taking such an interest in your appearance lately. You know, you keep complimenting me. I haven't actually changed anything. Thanks, I'm going for that dress for excess style. What do you think of the thefts? Much of what the thief has stolen has been worthless, things no fence would be interested in carrying. Other than that, I do not yet know what is going on here. What have you heard about the thefts? I know that they have taken place throughout the school, including a few areas to which I have been unable to access because of magical wards. It is possible that the thief or thieves have magical abilities or items. It is also possible that the thief uses secret passageways of which I am unaware. I mean, we know Joel's offense. Why is Turks so against the rogue bards class? I believe that we offend his delicate notions of how heroes should act. Then again, it is fairly obvious that Master von Uwald and Mr. Turk do not quite see eye to eye about matters. One has been overheard calling the other a petty bureaucrat with delusions of competency who overcompensates for his lack of intelligence with his bullying and authoritarian dictatorship. As for the other, he believes that his antagonist is a washed-up has-been criminal who has undoubtedly wanted for hanging in several kingdoms as a common thief. Got anything new for sale? Indeed, I have added in a couple of useful devices you might find intriguing. The first is a trap you can set on the ground. Anything that steps upon it will be slightly damaged and held in place for several rounds. Rounds, a totally normal measure of time that doesn't at all suggest that we're in an RPG. The second object I've added to my collection is a bottle of gooey. This is a sticky substance you pour upon the floor which, like the trap, will hold anything walking upon it. I mean, to be fair, Joel is the one who's most likely to know about game mechanics because he is totally min-maxed for optimum stealth and charm. Let's go with charm and minimal, like everything else. And also, he probably cheats at it somehow. Unlike the trap, it will hold an opponent for only a moment, but it does slow their movement afterwards. One bottle has 10 applications, so you can put down several small pools in a row. Even better, after a few hours, the gooey dries up and can't be seen. It can be very useful under a variety of circumstances. I would be happy to sell you some should you be interested. See you later. Good day to you. For someone who hangs out with lowlifes in alleyways, you certainly dress well. I do not want people to think badly of me. Besides, when I do dress for the streets, people do not recognize me. You see what I mean? He totally cheats. Unfortunately, I'm sleepy today because of my nighttime adventures. But look at that stealth. I wanted to take a quick look at my relationships here. I'm enemies with Turk. Sosie only dislikes me. I need to work on that. Actually friends with the Master and Esme. And Ifitayo. Good friends with my good friend Gregor. You know what? I'm not going to go to... No. Best friends is a status I don't have with anyone yet. Gregor's only a good friend. Let's pop into the practice room and see if anybody is there. It sounds like Katie, Esme, and Thomas are nearby in the warm-up area. It sounds like they're talking about the school thief. So the school thief is one of us? Kiro, maybe? The thief is stealing all sorts of odds and ends from around the school. I'm certain the thief isn't one of us, and I'm pretty sure it isn't another student. Why do you say that? Thomas is right. Something strange is running around castle at night. I have heard movement in hallways sometime after midnight. I thought I heard something last night, but there was nothing in the corridor when I looked out. Could it be a ghost? Why would a ghost steal pencils and food? No, the thief, it is alive. Esme, tell me more about this. So what do you think the thief is doing running around in the middle of the night in our hallway? Stealing things, maybe? It's very late. Most people's asleep. It smells like apples in hallway after thief goes by. Steals bad things, then runs off. Is odd. Turk trying to pin it on Sean. Reasonable. Reasonable. You know, Esme, I bet if you and I were to team up to find this thief. Oh, no, you don't. If anyone teams up with Esme, it'll be me. I did not think I would be so popular. You'll always be popular with me, Esme. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink. So how would you go about catching the thief? I have my ways. So cryptic. See you later. Pas revoir. How about you, Thomas? So you heard noises in the night too? Maybe the thief is using the bathroom. That's possible. The bath towels were missing this morning. That was true also on our side. Odd, I didn't notice the missing towels. Guess it's a good thing I didn't try to take a bath this morning. It's not a good thing for the rest of us, Sean. Baths are your friend. Let's say something to cheer everyone up. I'm sure we'll be able to catch this thief. We can outsmart him and prove to the rest of the school that rogues rule. So what's your take on the school thief? When Esme said the thief was a something instead of a someone, I thought at first of a drat or a pack rat dragging objects back to the nest. But from the reports of what's been stolen, the thief must be capable of opening doors and taking things out of drawers. It must be intelligent. An intelligent kleptomaniac monster running through the halls at night, and here I thought school would be boring. Maybe we can talk about the subject later. Ta-ta for now. Hopefully someone will catch the thief and we won't have to speculate on who or what the thief is. Take care. Yeah, I'll talk to Katie. Did the thief wake you up last night too? Katie can sleep through anything. Sleeping through the night's a skill. You need it at an inn. It's noisy all the time. The thief will get caught soon if we're all looking for him. Or it. We could work together on finding him. Let's treat it like a contest. After all, whoever catches the thief is most likely to win Rogue of the Year. Let's see who can catch that thief first. You're on. See you later. Yeah, later. Alright, time to go to science class. Yes, Sean has only taken one bath since we got here. This is because I am too busy learning how to pick locks to be bothered. Now that bell signifies that I am technically late for science class. However, up to a certain point it doesn't matter. The science teacher doesn't care because he's too busy shouting, "Science!" Really, best teacher. Except all the others are equally relaxed about the getting there on time. Science is the practical application of the word why. Why is the sky blue? Why does time fly when I'm having fun? Why do I always find the thing I'm looking for in the last place I look? Wait a second. Because you stop looking for it after you find it? Of course, what is an equally important word in science? What happens if I mix lemon juice with limestone? What is the word on the tip of my tongue when that Archimedes described with magnitudes are in equilibrium at distances reciprocally proportional to their weights? Scientists experiment to discover answers to important questions. Of course, sometimes we just look at the answers up in our books, but that's beside the point. For today's lesson, we are going to discuss the science of chemistry. Now, who can tell me what chemistry is? I can guess that it has to do with history. It has to do with the birds and the bees. Sean, you don't need those lessons at your age, I hope. Or the study of matter. Or I can keep my mouth shut. But I will go with... And I actually kind of love that this is the second time the answer has technically been C. Doesn't chemistry have something to do with the study of the composition, structure, properties, and change of matter? By Eratosthenes, I think you've got it! I couldn't have said it more succinctly myself. Chemistry is the branch of science that has to do with the structure, composition, properties, and reactive characteristics of materials. Through chemistry, we can determine why ice melts or how long it will take to toast bread before it is burnt. Now, are there any questions or comments before we explore deeper into the mysteries of matter and mixtures? Let's continue to be charming and ask him why he's here. What brought you to Sardonia? Aren't there places like Science Island and universities devoted to science where you'd be able to work with other scientists and science students? Those closed-minded pseudoscientists at Science Island couldn't tell Avogadro's number from avocado dip. They wouldn't know H2O from H2SO4. Those illiterate ignoramuses on Science Island had the nerve to call my unified field theory unscientific claptrap. They are clearly from the trailing edge of the bell curve, let me assure you. I am here because this university considers science to be a noble and worthy profession that will save humanity from the ignorant lunatic Luddites who theorize in absence of data. Now where was I? Oh yes, before we get started I'm passing out a charcoal jar. We'll be discussing the chemical reaction to wood turning to charcoal, and I'd like you to collect some samples from the environment. We'll be using charcoal in a later experiment, so you should fill the jar. It holds 3 doses. And now let's get to the good part. I want to show you 3 of my favorite science experiments that you can do in class. So, homework, collect some charcoal. Now, where have I seen a fireplace in the castle? That's the thing, I actually didn't read the journal the first time I had that quest and spent a long time trying to figure out where I was supposed to find charcoal, because steal it from a fireplace is actually pretty obvious when you think about it, but I was looking for it like somewhere where I'd see charcoal directly. Now, rather than going directly to dinner, I'm going to dilly-dally around and go see what Sophia has to say about having all of her stuff stolen. Maybe I can get in a little, charm practice. I think I hear someone angrily shoving things around in a desk drawer. Okay, Barty boy, are you the stinker who stole my favorite lipstick from my desk? Sophia, the only thing I want to steal from you is your heart, even though you steal my breath away every time I see you. Pretty words, pretty boy. But if I found out you stole my lipstick, you're toast. Have you heard anything unusual about the school thief? Tell me what you know, and I'll share what I've heard. Turk walked into our classroom and accused us of being the thief. I can understand why Turk would focus on the disbarred bards class. My desk was securely locked and many items were stolen from locked rooms. Personally, I'd blame Kiro the Weasel because I know he has the skills to pull this off, but it's unlikely he did it. Not enough profit to be gained from the items stolen. Besides, from the amount of objects stolen, there may be more than one thief. My first thought was this was some sort of assignment for your class, a scavenger hunt for odds and ends. However, I don't think that your master plays this sort of childish game. You'll have to track down this thief before things escalate, and Turk succeeds in disbanding the disbarred bards. I'd hate to see you have to go away, sweetie. I'll see you later. You do that, hon, and try to stop the thief before he takes anything else of my stuff. Yes, ma'am. I think Sean's sneaking looks, no, okay. I think Sean's sneaking looks perfectly natural. Don't hear anything right now. It's not at all weird or ironically noticeable. Sometimes I get a little tired of always going around in stealth mode, and then I think to myself, Self, what would Mom do? Because my mom would totally spend the entire game sneaking just because she could. Of course, she'd also flirt with everybody, and I'm not doing that. So I can hear someone moving around in here, but not much else. Let's see if Moira has anything to say about this thief business. A fine afternoon to you, Sean. Is there something you wanted to speak about today? Oh, I forgot to ever report that I had finished this mission. Whoops. I delivered your bandages to Ifataya as you asked. 'Tis sweet and kind of you to do these errands for me. Here, take this healing potion. May it ease your pain in time of need. Is there anything else I can do for you? Surely, Sean, you have better things to do with your time than be my messenger. You've done more than enough for me with all your kindness. Thank you for everything. So, what do you think of this castle? Is it a good place for a school? There's a lot of mysteries hidden in this castle. There are rooms of great light and others of great darkness. Is it a suitable place for a school? No. However, it is a good place for heroes. My hope is you will all become the heroes you are meant to be before this castle becomes too dangerous for you. How dangerous is this place? At the moment, the castle is safe as long as you stay in the school areas. Don't worry, Sean. I know you can take care of yourself. So have you had any thefts around here lately? I've had some spare blankets taken from the linen shelves, but nothing major. What's your impression about the school thief? We don't want a thief at the university. I hope the thief will be brought to justice quickly. What sort of justice? That is a good question. Justice considers the nature of the crime and the motive. If someone took the infirmary blankets because someone else was freezing to death and needed them, then there was no real crime. The purpose of the blankets in the infirmary is to keep someone warm, so it doesn't matter to me where the blankets are so long as they do the job for which they were intended. What if someone sold them for money to feed the poor? You ask very good questions. These are things paladins must consider when they pursue justice. If someone stole the blankets and then sold them for a good cause, I would still judge the person as a thief. The thief could have discussed the matter with me before stealing blankets. There are other ways to raise money for the poor than by stealing. So how is the sweetest flower buyer today? This flower is fine, thank you, Sean. However, your Blarney should be safe for someone closer to your own age who has a liking for flattery. No, I have a goodly supply of Blarney. Don't worry, Moira. I'll see you some other time, just to chat. Be safe, Sean. If you can't be safe, then be careful. And off to dinner. Bunch of sad faces there. Did you notice the look people are giving us here? It's like they think we're all thieves. I think Turk's made it clear to everyone here who he blames for the thefts. That isn't very fair. This is a school for heroes, after all. Some of these people are paladins. You'd think the students would give us the benefit of the doubt. In Turk's case, it's a matter of seldom right, never in doubt. We have to do something about this problem. I agree, Thomas. I am tired of people thinking I'm a thief. We must stop this. Well, if anyone's going to restore the honor of the rogue class, it certainly won't be Sosie. I almost choked when he said that in class. Alas, Sosie is probably not the school thief, but you never know. If we keep our eyes open, we might get lucky and catch him in the act of stealing. You mean there's a practical use for stealth and eavesdropping skills? If it means getting rid of Sosie, I'll have to study my lessons more. Everyone return your plates and utensils to the kitchen. Don't try anything, disbarred bards. I'll be carefully watching to see that no one filches anything. Now out of here, everyone! He's such a friendly guy. Let's, well, let's go grab an apple. You are the apple of my eye, or perhaps my belly. I'm not saying that I am taking science class just to be able to blow up Sosie and Turk, but I'm not saying that that isn't a benefit of taking the class. So, Mr. Sean, tell to me, what do you know of a school thief? Mr. Turk, he tells everyone that you disbarred bards be the thieves. Then again, Mr. Turk, he says many, many things, but not all the things he say be true. You are not the school thief, that I know. How do you know I'm not the thief? You walk with a wolf and a jackal, Sean. For now they walk side by side, snarling at each other. When they part company, it will be your choice of which one to follow. What does that mean? It means, Mr. Shanshan, that you are not yet a thief. You have not chosen your own path. Eshu watches over you, Sean. Who's Eshu? All my answers will just end with more questions from you. For now, be happy to know that what you do really matters. The future comes closer with every step. How are you today, Ricky?
Ricky, she is not happy. Thief come kitchen. Thief stole Ricky's apples. Ricky, she can now make no tarts, no apples.
We were to have a lesson on pastry crusts this week, but the thief, he stole all the apples from the barrel. Now there will be no apple tarts until we get many more apples. Man, that thief. What do you know about the school thief? I know that the thief does not like plantains or quince. The thief, he take a bite of them, but left them all behind. Apples he took all from the barrel. Now I have to hide away the rest of the apples. Shh! The apples in the bowl are... They don't count, okay? So the only thing the thief has stolen from here is apples? So far, yes, but the thief, he must really like apples. He left many cores behind him. So the best cook in all Sardonia is bright and beautiful.
Yes, Ricky, she be very pretty. Ricky, she be very bright. Ricky, she be very bestest of cooks.
Ricky, she is very modest, too.
Yes, Ricky, she is most modest of all.
I'll see you both later. Odigba, Mr. Shanshan.
Bye.
I adore Ricky. Let's see if there's any interesting conversations to be heard. And I think I hear people talking behind that door. I hear people talking. Turk deliberately interrupted my classroom so he could accuse my rogues of petty pilfering around the school. I'm sure he was only trying to do his job. Mr. Turk, he had the nerve to be accusing my Ricky of being the thief. Ricky? The Ringadu. Ricky be my sous chef. Where does this Turk think the food come from? Trees? We spent long hours preparing the gourmet meals here.
Ricky work hard. Ricky work feet and hands and tail to the bone to make good food.
Don't you be worrying, Ricky. Teach Mr. Turk to respect you. He be eating mush for weeks. I really don't want to get on Chef Vitaya's bad list, or Ricky's. Yeah, pissing off the cook is the worst. I think I hear someone talking in the next room. Gosh and golly, who on earth could that be? I can't make out the words, but someone's talking in the room. You don't suppose it could be Thomas again, do you? Oh hey, Thomas is talking to the painting again. Maybe I can listen in with my super sensitive roguish powers of eavesdropping. Mr. Turk accused us of being thieves. He made it obvious that he holds us all in contempt. He was even rude to the master. I know you've always told me to look for the goodness inside of everyone, but all I see when I look at Mr. Turk is a petty, malicious worm. I'm sorry, sir. I'll try to do better. I know that Mr. Turk loves his mother and takes his job very seriously. He's just doing his job as he sees fit to make this place more heroic. I shouldn't blame him if he can't see the rogues as heroes. Sometimes I have a hard time seeing it, too. I mean, we're already on Turk's bad side, and nothing particularly unpleasant's happened there, so I think it's not quite all the teachers, but most of them, yeah. Hello, Sean. What brings you up here? Oh, I was just looking around to see what I could find. Maybe I could even find the thief. Oh, looking for the thief is a good idea. I never really considered just hunting for him. Do you always stay up late at night? I think of you as an early-to-rise sort of person. You're right about me. I do get up early in the morning. I just have a hard time getting to sleep at night. I guess there's just too many things to think about and do here. I know what you mean. It seems like every time things get interesting around here, it's either time for class, time for dinner, or time to go to bed. So, do you think that Turk will really close the school for rogues over the thief issue? Mr. Turk clearly wants us all expelled. We'll just have to catch the thief before we're sent away. It would be ironic if the rogue class was disbanded because of the thief. Well, if it takes a thief to catch a thief, then we clearly have what it takes to catch this one. I'll see you tomorrow. Good night, Sean. Alright, I think, while I'm wandering the halls, let's go check with Gregor. See, among other things, if he's stalking anything interesting here.
Gregor has surprise for Master Sean. Gregor has new goods for sale by request of the Master Rogue.
Yay! So how is Gregor today?
Today, Gregor is pleased because Master Sean has come for a visit.
What do you have new in the store today?
Traps. Gregor has traps perfect for stopping drats in their tracks. Of course, a trap won't stop a drat for long, but a trap will stop a drat long enough for Master Sean to end its life if the young master is quick about it.
How are things going?
Gregor is always happy when Master Sean is here. Master Sean is such a gentleman.
So your people, the Ratties, they live underground?
Ratties like dry, secluded places to live. The underground ruins of old Caligari make it a good place to build homes here.
There's a city underground?
Yes, Caligari is old, very old. People of all sorts have been living here since time began. There have been fires, invasions, disasters, and monsters destroying Caligari, yet Caligari rebuilds over the ashes of old. There are many places under the streets of Caligari that are inhabited by Ratties and other people and creatures. Ratties call it the Old City. Maybe someday Master Sean will see the Old City.
Be seeing ya.
Take care, young master.
Alright. So, here, I can get gooey, I can get a trap. I mean, Sean's apparently very dapper now, so it makes sense that everyone's flirting with him. I am actually going to leave those for now. But I can collect them at a later date if I need them. Once more, I stare at the stairs. Alright, let's head over and do some gaming practice to and actually I suppose I should also check in at the library. Hey, librarian. So how are things going for you today, sir? My day proceeds as usual. Do you live here in the castle? This library has a literal wealth of information. However, my personal life is not part of it. Farewell for now. Be careful out there. This castle holds many dark secrets. What sort of secrets? Find out for yourself. Have you had any problem with the school thief in the library? No. Thieves are not welcome here. I mean, I don't think they're welcome the rest of the school either, but... let's ask about some books. Not particularly interesting. But, you know, the librarian knows what books are. That's the point. Alright. Now I will go play some games. So I guess, I can hear Sosie saying something about the thief, and Sosie sounds angry. Maybe the thief stole something from Sosie. Good. The school thief must be found before they shut down the disbarred bards class. You should be out looking for the thief rather than wasting time here. But Cesare... We'll talk about this later. I see the chief suspect has just walked into the room. Chief suspect yourself, sir. Admit it, O'Connor. You're the thief around here. I look forward to seeing you expelled, so confess quickly and get it over with. Let's, annoy him a bit. As if I'd do anything you want me to do. Really, Cesare, that sneer on your face just makes my day. See you later, Sosie. I sincerely hope not. I cannot believe all this brouhaha over a petty pilferer, as if a true thief would stoop to stealing towels or purloining pens. You seem to be taking this school thief thing personally. This petty pilferer has turned the attention of the school to our class. Other students are wondering whether we are to blame for the annoying crimes. What's worse, Mr. Turk can use his leverage to disband our disbarred bards class. We could all be kicked out of the castle. That would be most unfortunate. This school enables me to research recent history and the rise and fall of the Sardonian Thieves Guild. I would have to return to Marite. What's so fascinating about a thieves' guild? At one point in time, every thief on this island belonged to the same guild. There was one chief thief in charge of it. Every crime on the island was committed under the auspices of the guild. Think of it. Sardonia was ruled by thieves. Why are you researching this thieves' guild? What united the thieves of this island wasn't just some charismatic chief thief. No, they united because of a symbol, the raven statue. My father spent his life seeking such a statue. I came here to learn more about it. So what happened to this giant thieves' guild? Caligari has at least 3 different guilds that I know of. The last great chief thief died under mysterious circumstances and the raven was never found. Intriguing, no? Why would you have to return to Marite if the school closes? Alas, my funds are limited. It would be most difficult for me to afford to stay in Sardonia if I had to pay for food and a place to live. This school is most useful to me. Have you learned anything new about the thief? Only that nothing of real value was stolen. Yes, the pilferer took a couple of musical instruments from the bard practice room, some office supplies, a few personal items here and there. However, the thefts were minor at best. They certainly shouldn't be used as an excuse to shut down the disbarred bards class. I only hope that the headmaster understands the trivialness of the situation. I'll see you tomorrow. Good night, Mr. O'Connor. Let us hope that this school thief issue blows over in the morning. Hey, Joel has standards. Everyone's taking this thief too seriously. He's bound to get caught soon. I take it you aren't going to try to catch the thief. Anyone who's stupid enough to steal worthless junk from all over the school is going to get caught sooner or later. It's probably just a prank. Who do you think the thief is? If anyone in the class was the thief, it would be you. You think I'm the thief? No, I don't. But I do think that with your sense of humor, you're the only one I know of who would go around this school stealing things just to prove they could be stolen. Fair. Right, yeah, talk to you soon. Probably going to be finishing up here pretty soon. Anyway. Good night. Try not to get caught. What of you, Sean? Will you be looking for the thief? The sooner that thief is caught, the better for us disbarred bards. He's just the excuse Turk was looking for to disband us. What about you? You have more skills than most of us. I think you have the best chance of figuring out who the thief is. I will be keeping my ears and nose open to find him, But he steals things very late at night. I am a heavy sleeper. What else can you tell me about the thief? Well, I know the thief is not one of us. He smells like apples, old dust, and fur. I think he must use secret doors and hallways because I keep losing his scent. Where do you lose him? After he steals bath towels and soap, I lose the soap smell between our dorm hallway and the great hall. Good night and sweet dreams. Good night. I will see you tomorrow. Spend our last few minutes of freedom here doing a little bit of practice. If I play my cards right, I bet I can raise my game. If I can crack this game, I'm set for life. Curfew! Out of here at once! This recreation will cease. Everyone return to your dorm room immediately. I will be watching you. Have you heard about the thefts in the school? 2 people in my music theory class said they had things stolen from their room. I can't find my favorite panpipe. Do you think we were robbed? Have you tried searching through some of the junk in the room? I looked around, but I didn't see them anywhere. So how are things going? I'm starting a new panpipe band with some of my classmates called the Hearts Love. We'll be the Ardent Piper's only Hearts Love band. If I ever get my panpipes back. I heard there was a thief going around the school. Mr. Turk seemed to think it was one of the students. Sounds like Mr. Jerk, yeah, but who would do such a thing? Besides, dorm room doors are supposed to be protected against lockpicks. It would take a really skilled thief to pick these locks. How would they do it? You know what they say, practice, practice, practice. Glad you're feeling better now. May seem like I'm better, I can smile when I choose, but deep down inside there's a pain I can't hide. I've got the broken-hearted blues. On the other hand, my songwriting ability has improved. Okay, let's take a quick rummage to see if we can find his panpipes for him. 6 pairs of dirty socks. No wonder this room has a locker room smell. Ew. A copy of Playbard magazine with a lute as the centerfold. Right. Aha! I see Aeolus's panpipes. We can either tell him about them or hide them deeper. I'm going to be nice. Aeolus, I found your missing panpipes in your pile of junk here. Maybe you should clean it up sometime. Hint, hint. Thanks, Sean. With all the talk about thieves, it didn't occur to me to look for the pipes in the room. Aeolus, you are hopeless. Maybe take a quick listen at some doors. I think I hear voices inside that dorm room. I do not want the rogue class shut down over these thefts. It would seriously interfere with my mission. But Cesare, please, I am not a detective. I have no clue how to find the thief. They say it takes a thief to catch a thief, so catch one. Just keep an eye on Sean. Who else is stupid enough to steal worthless stuff? Joel's a two-faced little jerk. Nothing from Thomas. I think I hear voices in that room. So who do you think is behind the theft of the school? I am not sure, but I do not think it is a student. It is something else. Something else? You mean like some sort of monster or a drat? Monster, no. I would know if it was a drat, but it seems to be everywhere. I will see if I can track it down. Okay. And it's too late to really do any training at this point, so what I'm going to do is go back to my room. I'm going to refrain from killing Sosie for a little while longer, just to kind of keep the game rolling. If it were possible to just click items in your inventory on random objects in this game like it is in a lot of adventure games, you can bet the murder attempts on Sosie would have started. I think this is a good time to call it quits for tonight. I will pick this up probably next weekend. But for now, thanks for popping in, everybody. And I'll See you all next time.